A lot of people think the key to making money online in 2026 is finding the right method. But the truth is, if you don't build a few simple skills first, even the best opportunities won't work for you long term. And today I'll go over 6 practical skills anyone can start building even if you are brand new. These are the skills that are helping me every day running my online business, and it's also what I'm focused on trying to keep improving. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I have made money online for more than 8 to 9 years. And if you are looking for a way to earn online in 2026, whether it's a small side income or a full-time income, the skills that I will talk about today will make a huge difference in how fast you progress, how consistent you stay, and how much you can actually end up earning. They are simple and they are realistic, and they are things anyone can start practicing today. So let's jump into the first one. So first, be clear about your goals. And here I'm talking about full-time versus side hustle, because what your goals are when it comes to income, that also determines your path. So you need to first of all decide your real goals, be honest with yourself, to then build a full-time income, or is it just to make some money on the side as fast as possible to help you with bills or get a bit of extra freedom. But again, I want to emphasize it's very important to be realistic, because if your goal is, for example, to build a full-time income, then you need to be aware that's of course not something that will happen overnight. If that's what you're hoping for, you will just end up falling for scams. So if a full-time income is your goal, then be aware that it will take time and it will take effort. Your online goals can likely be achieved no matter who you are, what your background is, or what your location is, if you are realistic and if you do what needs to be done to actually achieve them. So first of all, be clear about your goals and be realistic. We'll talk more about all this a little bit later, but the first step to just kind of try to clarify your goals is extremely important. The second skill we'll talk about is to learn at least basic AI, because AI gives a lot of opportunities. It of course can also give some challenges, because there's also a lot of competition, a lot of people that just now came online because AI is now possible, and there are certain things or certain jobs maybe that were available before that are not anymore, but it also gives huge opportunities. But no matter what, whether you actually want to earn online or offline, knowing at least a little bit of AI, that has just become more and more important, and I also believe it will become even more important as we move forward. Just this past year, I have learned so much about AI, but it has also developed so much. So there's still a lot to learn, and we can probably not even imagine where we will be in just a year from now. So I'm not saying that you need to go all in and become an AI expert, but I believe that to succeed online, you need to know at least a little bit about AI, whether you want to work for someone else, for yourself, online, offline, because it just becomes more and more important. So to have a chance of online success, you need to at least keep up a little bit with AI. And also be aware that AI does not mean that you do not have to think and that you do not have to do anything. At least that's not how AI works yet. And videos that claim that you can just get AI to do all the work for you and just click a few buttons, that's just simply not how it works to build an online income. So be careful of anyone that claims that. It will still require you to have skills, it will still require you to think and put in effort, but AI can definitely help with a lot of things, so make sure you learn at least basic AI. The third thing I wanted to talk about is to remember your why. And what do I mean about this? Well, that means that the motivation, because if you want to work online, there's no one necessarily that will tell you what to apply for. If you build your own online business, what to do, when to do it, you are responsible for taking action. And sometimes the motivation might not be there, because sometimes what you do now will not give instant results. You have to keep doing things over a longer period of time to find out if the results will come or if you need to adjust it a little bit. And we all have other things going on in our life, so sometimes there can maybe be a lack of motivation. And personally, what I then do, I remember my why. And this is, well, the reason I do this. It is to work on my own terms. It is to not have to go to an office and work for someone else. It is so I can be with my family when I want to, plan my own time, and get a lot of freedom that way. And when I remember that, I actually get the motivation even on days where I might not feel it. So personally, remembering all this is what helps me move forward at those moments. And that's why I also recommend that you try to clarify this when you also set your goals. Why are you doing this? Remember that at the tough times, because it can be a great motivation to keep moving forward, in my opinion and experience. Fourth aspect I want to talk about is to keep taking action, because learning and having the right goals is important, but without the right actions, you will not get results. And be aware that imperfect actions is often better than no actions, as long as you actually keep learning from it, because especially if you're new and starting, you will never get everything right all the time. That's the same for me. I keep also doing things that end up being a waste of time or making mistakes, but I learn from it, or I try to learn from it at least every time. So taking action, learning from it, that's a way to make sure you keep moving forward. And because sometimes people, they just get stuck in learning mode, meaning that they feel productive because they keep watching videos on YouTube or reading or things like that, but they never actually take action. And without actually doing the things and moving forward like that, you will not get results. So make sure you don't only get stuck in the research mode or the learning mode, but also take action, learn from it, and keep moving forward. So the fifth skill is time management. And this is very important when it comes to making sure you actually keep moving forward towards your goals, because sometimes it can be hard to find time working on your online business or online side hustle, depending on your goals. But we all have other things going on, and depending on your life circumstances, sometimes it might just be hard to find the time, or you might just get carried away with things that are going on in life and all that, especially if you have another full-time job, for example. But from my experience, most of us, we just end up scrolling a lot on the phone anyways, at least half an hour, many people actually a couple of hours. You can actually try to set your phone so you can measure it and check after a few days how much time do you actually spend on just scrolling, for example, or watching TV or streaming services or playing games or watching useless videos on TikTok or something like that. So the reality is that even though we all have a lot going on, most of us can find at least an hour, half an hour, 2 hours here and there. So what I recommend is that you become very good at managing your time like that, depending on your life circumstances. If you know you only have a few hours here and there, then say like, these hours, like, they're sacred for me. I need to work on my online business or my online side hustle here. And then you make sure to do that, because if you don't set aside time to actually learn and take action, move forward and all that, then of course you will not see results. And I see very often people that just get carried away, and then you talk to them and they have a plan, they start learning and all that, and then you ask them 6 months later and it's like, yeah, but like I actually spent like half an hour here and there, and then of course there will be no result. So make sure to take care of this aspect as well. Last skill I wanted to talk about is to take care of your health also, or finding the balance between working and taking care of yourself. Because I know there's a lot of these hardcore entrepreneurs and videos that go viral about you just get up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and then you have this hardcore whatever routine, and then you just work non-stop till like 12 o'clock at night the next night and things like that. And I know that some people can do that and some people get results from it, but for many of us, especially when first starting out, or if you have families, or if you have a full-time commitment, something like that, this is just not realistic, and it can be very demotivating to think that you do have to do that to succeed. Personally, I work a lot because it does take time and effort. I have the privilege to now be able to work for myself online, so I do put a lot of time and effort into this, but I also have become better at also trying to make sure that I do take time to for example, exercise or do yoga, go for a walk, all this, because if you don't take care of your health, then you won't also be able to focus as much, you won't be as creative, you will likely also have more pain and all these different things. So this is definitely something that I think is often overlooked when you're talking about starting an online business, something that has also been hard for me to learn, but something I'm working on and really trying to prioritize, because we of course still need to take care of our health. So these are the 6 most important skills, in my opinion and experience, if you want to make money online in 2026, whether you are looking for a side income or potentially build a great full-time income where you can work completely on your own terms. And if you want to learn more about my top recommended way to actually learn to build a full-time income, if that's your goal online, then I'll leave a link below so you can go and check out more information about the method that I recommend for that. If you are looking for an online side hustle, I also have an article or a list on my website with more than 20 side hustles you can get started with for free and where you can start earning quite quickly. That will not grow into a full-time income, but it's something you can start faster. So if that's what you're going for, I'll also leave a link to that below. And finally, if you just want some daily extra tips and tricks that I don't share anywhere else, then you can also join my Telegram channel. It's also completely free to join, so I'll leave a link below so you can go and check that out. But I hope this video helped you, and I would love to hear also which of these skills will you focus on the first, or are there other skills that you think are more important for you? I would love to hear that, so please share that in the comment below. And if this video helped you, I would really appreciate if you could show me some support and hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.